One. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Good afternoon and welcome to the session. Welcome to this session. And just inform that we will have 30 minutes, and in those 30 minutes, we'll have 25 minutes for the presentation, followed by 5 minutes for the Q&A. And with me today is Yang Mulia, Miss Hazimah Fadila, and accompanied by Associate Professor Dr. Takao Inomori and Mr. Ni Yusuke from the Embassy of Japan, who will be presenting on the topic of Introduction of Study in Japan and Experience Sharing. Without further ado, I would like to invite you to start your presentation.
Okay, can you see my slide? From me, no? Yes, okay. Welcome to today's our session. Okay, I'm going to explain about Japan and Okayama University. Okay. Hold on. Slide. Okay. This should be okay. Okay. Personally, I study in the UK, but still, I fully recommend to study in Japan. So I'm going to explain the reason. Okay, do you know anything about Japan? The Japan is famous for security. So even nighttime you can walk. Yeah. And if you go to city center, every about 500 meter, there's a police box. If you have something, if you need some help, always there's a policeman and they will help you. Yeah. And the other reason is atmosphere. So as you know, we are Japanese, also Asian, and you feel comfortable, so you never feel isolated. And there's always people who help you. Yeah. And the third one is famous for high tech. And the currently about 31 Japanese Nobel Prize winner. And I will explain some of the example. Blue LED. So we are using mobile phone. So why we have this kind of small display? Because the three Japanese scientists, professor, they invented blue LED. Yeah. So next one is also lithium battery. So we can have this kind of small device because one of the Professor Yoshino, he invented lithium battery. And also, some of the Western country, even you graduate, complete your study in this university, it's very difficult to get job. But in case of Japan, so you have a lot of job opportunity. And the reason why, if you study in Japan, you have, at least you will be trilingual, and we want this kind of people in a human resource. So you don't have much problem with when you hunting job. So you will be fine. And finally, geographical location. Just I check Google Map, and seems there's a direct flight. It's maybe currently suspended, canceled, but there's a direct flight between Brunei and Japan. It's only 6 hours. If something happened to your family, you can go back to your country, in the afternoon. If you leave in the morning, you can leave there in the afternoon. And today, so we are, presenting this session. The reason why we are, we are supported by Japanese government. Japanese government, they want you to study in Japan. Yep. So door to Japan is always open for you. Yeah. We are expecting you to come to Japan and study. Okay. Next part is about Okayama University. Next question. Do you know anything about Okayama? So Okayama is located about 700 meters. Let me use the pointer from the Tokyo, and about 700 kilometers from Tokyo and 200 kilometers from Osaka, just next to Hiroshima. Okayama is this red part. Yeah. Okayama is very famous for delicious and beautiful fruits. And every season you can enjoy delicious fruits. Currently, strawberry is very popular. If you go to the strawberry farm, you will enjoy strawberry picking. Then this is our landmark is called Okayama Castle and the Korakuen Garden. Every season you will see this kind of beautiful light up. And Okayama is called Land of Sunshine. The reason why, by the way, this is our university headquarter building. This is also Okayama University. Yeah, more sunny days, less rainy days, and also less natural disaster in Okayama, and the beautiful fall. I took this photo. Those are part of Okayama, and even in the city center, you see this kind of photo. Do you know where it is? This is Okayama University. Yeah, every fall, a lot of people, tourists, even local people, come and take photo because this Ginkgo Tree Avenue is very beautiful. But you may say that it's far from Tokyo, but don't worry, we have bullet train as Shinkansen Super Express. It's a 300 kilometer per hour. So between Tokyo to Okayama, 3.5 hours by Shinkansen Super Express, airplane 1.5 hours. And also we have Okayama Momotaro Airport. It's about 30 minutes drive from university. It's not big big airport, but it's international. Okayama Momotaro Airport and Taiwan and Korea is, I think, connected, in China as well. And for shopping, so don't worry, we have Ion Mall and in Kurashiki, other major town city of Okayama. There's an outlet mall. And this is yellow part is Okayama. Around Okayama, this is the Shikoku Island and Chugoku region. There's a lots of nice places to visit. Then about the location, this is Okayama railway station. From here, about 2 kilometers to Tsushima campus where I stay now, and the Shikata campus 1 kilometer is both walking distance. Then the campus is ideal location, ideal environment for research and education. And also, I need to emphasize that Okayama is a Muslim-friendly city. And if you search on the internet, you will find a lot of information. So you don't need to worry about where you stay and the meal. And just behind the Okayama University, there's Okayama Islamic Center. On campus, there's no praying room, but you can go there if you want to pray. And this is area photo of the Tsushima campus where I stay now. There's a majority of the faculty is here. Faculty who study research, social science, natural science, and global discovery program. So I need to a little bit explain about the global discovery program. So you can complete everything in English. So if you're the high school student, so this discovery program can be one of your option. Yeah. Later on, if you want to know more about it, we can share the link with you. And this looks all the bricks, the gate. So this is Shikata campus. The other campus. This is Okayama University is originally established as a medical school about 152 years ago. And this is area view of the Shikata campus. There's a medical school and the dental school and Okayama University Hospital. So previously we suffered by COVID-19 pandemic, but don't worry, we have Okayama University Hospital. You can get good medical service from the hospital. And if you want to compare good university and less good university, often we use this ratio, student-teacher ratio. So in case of Okayama University, if there's one teacher need to look after 8.5 students, this ratio is quite good if you compare with other university. Then also we are a comprehensive research university. in our culture, we shouldn't proud of ourselves. We should be modest. But I need to tell you that we are good, comprehensive research university. So I'm not going to explain one by one, but in our university, there's many outstanding, world-class professors. And about the research, if you study undergraduate, when you become third year student, you will belong to research group, no matter you study social science or natural science, and you will study with a group member. Also, even in weekend, there's a lot of socialized social event. So again, there are always people who help you. Never feel isolated. And the living cost, I know that Brunei is one of the richest country, and also in addition, and luckily Japanese yen, the currency's exchange rate is not good. I mean, yen is not so strong currency now. So previously it was 739 US dollars per month, but now if we use current exchange rate, 570 US dollars per month. This includes everything, utility and the food and accommodation, everything. But if you compare this to Tokyo and Osaka, much affordable. And about our admission and related Q&A, other further information. So please go to this page and check about information. In the student support, this is one of my job. We care international student, but because you want to have a lot of good memory in Okayama. Yeah, and the good things is we have good relationship with local community, so you can join this kind of like a Thanksgiving event in the fall, also spring. And Okayama is faced to the Setonaika Inland Sea, gentle and very beautiful. And the last summer we went there with international student. It was really, really fun. And also, yeah, again, we support international, we care international student. And during the COVID-19, some of the like a self-funding student, they suffered because they cannot do the part-time job. Their income become small, but we financially support international student. Also, local community, they provide like on this day, provide the rice to international student. So even you face problem, so always someone who help you. So this is my last slide. We are looking forward to seeing you again in Okayama. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for that informative presentation. Apologies, is there going to be another presenter for the session? Yes, you may proceed with the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, I will share my screen soon. Okay, so again, I'm Hazima. Good afternoon, everybody. So today, I would like to talk about my experiences studying in Japan. So I studied in two universities in Japan, which are Okayama University and Ibaraki University. I will talk more about that later. So again, my motivation to study in Japan was like a lot of people. I watched a lot of anime before, and I watched some Japanese drama as well. Um, and then another reason why I wanted to study in Japan is because of spring, and I want to see the cherry blossoms. I also studied Japanese as well for quite a long time, and I wanted to put it into practice. And lastly, I also joined a summer program. They offered like lectures on sustainable development goals, and the short version is SDGs. Yeah, so next I will talk about my experience studying in Japan on campus and off campus. So first, I will talk about my experience in Okayama University. This was quite a long time ago, back in July 2018. It was a 2-week summer program, and I was actually the only Bruneian there participating, and it was also my first time traveling alone. We had lectures on SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. We had cultural activities such as tea ceremonies and ikebana, if I'm not mistaken. And we also had field trip, I think, to Kurashiki, as what Professor Takao Inomori has mentioned, and Okayama Castle. We also did homework. We were given homework. We also had to do group work. So I had to work with different international students from different countries and different backgrounds. And we also had to take compulsory Japanese classes. Um, so it was divided into two. There was basic and advanced. And I took the advanced one because the basic was very basic. Like I think you had to learn the characters. But I don't know if it's unfortunate, but the advanced one was so advanced. It was so intense, but I think it was a good experience. I think it was like a challenge. So I still, I still learned a lot. So overall, it was a great experience. I made a lot of friends. Actually, we stayed. I had a roommate while I was there. So my roommate is from Malaysia, and we hang out a lot. I also hang out with other international students, like off campus, and of course talk to them during classes as well, like while doing group work. So next, I will talk about my experience at Ibrahim University. This was in April to August 2019. I was there for one semester, and it was during my discovery year in UPD, and it was during springtime. But it was kind of shocking to know that spring in Ibaraki was so cold. I thought it was winter actually, because I remember we had to walk during that time, and then it was freezing cold, and I forgot my gloves. And yeah, even in daytime, it was quite cold as well. And then I was told it's actually normal because spring in Ibaraki is windy. It's just windy there, so that's why it's cold. Again, we had to take compulsory Japanese classes as well. But this time we were required to take tests, so they can divide us into different like suitable Japanese level. And if, for example, if it's too hard for us, we can just move down at one level. Or if it's too easy for us, we can ask them, oh, it's too easy. I prefer to join the next level class. But for me, it was just right. It was not too hard, but not too easy. So I decided to accept that class. And of course, aside from the Japanese class, we had to take other classes as well. And fortunately, they offered classes that are taught in English. So it was catered for the international students. So it was really good. But I also actually took few classes that are taught in Japanese. It was quite hard, but I think they were still catered to international students. So it was still not that hardcore, but still challenging. I did had kind of a hard time keeping up sometimes, but it was a good experience. Um, and then of course, we also had field trips, we also had cultural activities. I think we also did tea ceremony. It was fun. I also went with the other international students. And then there is also another culture shock. I don't know if culture shock would be the right word, because I was shocked that the international students speak more Japanese than English, like they were more proficient. And they spoke Japanese all the time. I remember during my first week there, it was so intense because they keep speaking in Japanese and I had to listen to them, and I tried to converse to them in Japanese. It was intense, but it was a great experience. Like I get to practice my Japanese even though it was hard. But I think as the time goes on, I think it gets a bit like easier. I think I was a bit more fluent conversationally at that time. So it was a great practice for me. But of course, there were few international students that can speak English, and there were my group of friends. Like I usually hang out with them, and then I stayed in an international house, so I guess it's like a dorm. And then they have this lounge where everybody can hang out. Like, usually, the international student would hang out together. Even the Japanese students sometimes come there to hang out with us. So sometimes we talk, we watch movies together, we eat together, we do our homework together. So I usually just hang out there. it was really fun. I actually met one of my closest friends there. So it was, yeah, I had a great experience there as well. And lastly, my encouragement to those who study in Japan is do study Japanese before coming to Japan. I would recommend that because not everybody would speak English, and I'm sure the Japanese would appreciate that you can speak their language as well. And lastly, have fun, but don't forget your studies as well. Make new friends. So yeah, that is all from me, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Miss Hazima Fadila, for sharing your experiences in Japan. And it appears that we have no questions for the Q&A session. So without further ado, should you have any inquiries or in need of further information, you may browse through their booth in our Higher Education Virtual Expo website at hgexpo.moe.gov.bn. And thank you for joining us. See you soon in our next webinar session starting at 3:50 p.m. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.